this? Oh, looky here. Oh, freckle face himself, Billy Burr, promoting another goddamn podcast. This one's called Call Now.
Call now.
Call now.
Call now. Call now. Call or log on now.
Call now.
Call right now. Call in the next 18 minutes. Call in the next 16 minutes.
Call in the next 7 minutes.
Call or log on now.
Hello and welcome to Call Now, where we plunge headfirst into the surreal world of infomercial. And while we can't offer you free shipping, we can guarantee that the views and opinions expressed on this podcast are definitely those of this network. Thank you, Tim. My name is Dan Sturdivant. I am joined, as always, by my co-hosts on this three-man we've known as Call Now, Mark Pedrati. Mark, hello.
Howdy.
Howdy indeed. And Dave Sandrini. David, welcome.
Hi, Dan. Hi, Mark. I love you.
Love you too.
The love is mutual. Guys, I want you to get your sweaters ready because it's time for an amazing discovery. We're running with Mike Levy today because we're talking about QRB.
Coming up next on Amazing Discoveries, we're going to show you how to turn tired old furniture into eye-catching treasures, dingy and drab kitchen cabinets into breathtaking beauties. All this with revolutionary new QRB, the furniture refinishing system that has put an end to back-breaking sanding and scraping. Even if you've never refinished furniture before, you'll get professional results every time with the amazing QRB system. And it's so easy. Now, here's the host of Amazing Discoveries, Mike.
And guys, I know the first question you're going to ask me. What does QRB stand for?
Yeah, what does QRB stand for?
Quickly restore beauty. And guys, that's exactly what it does.
Quickly restores beauty. And Mike, that's exactly what it does.
Well, let's see.
I didn't remember this product or the infomercial exactly, but I very much remembered the extremely satisfying swiping of paint off of furniture.
Yeah.
Actually swipe all the
I
old
remember
paint.
that. And I think I Googled paint swipe infomercial was how I came back to this. And that little nugget is what brought us down the amazing road of QRB and the reintroduction to Mike Levy.
Got your attention, huh?
And all of the magic that we witnessed.
It looks magic.
To get us started, guys, have you ever refinished furniture? Or more importantly, had you seen this masterpiece before?
I do restore furniture.
That's incredible.
Not like in any kind of technical manner, but I'll pick up a chair, sand it, and try to match like a paint job.
You're doing it wrong. Nope.
Something. I know. I know. But I've never seen. I didn't know what this was. Had no idea.
It is no longer on the market because it is very dangerous.
Fast, clean, and safe.
Yeah, but like I used a product that's similar, not flammable. It's funny because at the end of this video, there's a clip where it's the only big disclaimer is, oh, it's highly flammable.
That belongs in a junkyard or maybe someone's fireplace.
Which is a big disclaimer, but
So it's paint thinner though, right?
That's
so it's
what
like,
I was thinking. But we're kind of missing the point if that's what we're talking about, right?
wait, I thought this was we were gonna do furniture finishing, the finishing of the furniture.
No,
That's not
The party, the pants with the pants. Party with pants.
Mark. Did you have something else you wanted to talk about?
This is the first time I've ever seen a product like this on TV. I don't think it had really many competitors. You bring up paint thinner. This is not paint thinner. You don't use pieces of cardboard
no cardboard.
to take paint off of a dresser. Like, this is an incredible product, obviously.
Truly an amazing discovery.
You can weaponize your whole house against your furniture. Basically, it's incredible,
But you know what? For some strange reason, I think it's probably way more dangerous than paint thinner.
right?
That's a good question.
Yeah, we'll get into a little bit more of that when we talk about the best value proposition and the Ronnies.
That sound great?
The stuff too potent potentially, but it doesn't harm wood. So there's a small chance that there is a genius component here
QRB doesn't have any acid in it, so it's not going to bleach or damage the wood.
for the development of QRB. So before we run too far down the road of the infomercial, let's get everyone up to speed on what the hell we're actually talking about.
I'm not going to do it. You do it.
So QRB quickly restores beauty, is a furniture refinishing kit
It may look like trash, but there's a treasure underneath.
that was sold as a complete system for stripping off old paint, treating wood, applying highly customizable finishes.
You can get over 4 million colors.
They tout it as a way to not only save money, my friends, but to make money.
Well, how can you make money with
Take a
QRB?
look.
Because you pay $39.95 for this.
That's economical.
And that's just your down payment on your new furniture flipping business, basically. And the reality TV show on History Channel, everything that comes with it, obviously.
I told you this would be worth over $2,000, didn't I?
The infomercial itself that we're talking about was featured on Amazing Discoveries, which is an infomercial series.
The following special program, Amazing Discoveries, is a paid advertisement.
That ran from 1989 to 97, hosted by Mike Levy.
Now, here's the host of Amazing Discoveries, Mike Levy.
Better known as the Sweater Man.
Hey, Mike.
He was parodied on Mad TV.
Look what I can do.
He himself actually appeared, did a cameo on Friends.
You want a good name? Go with Joe.
And was dubbed as the most viewed person on television. Unfortunately, we lost Mike in 2003, but his legacy lives on forever in his late night infomercial library on the internet. And watching this led me to taking a few other amazing discoveries.
Now that's what I call hidden treasure.
That we will no doubt cover on future episodes of Call Now.
Call now.
But QRB, Mike, Lynn, a tuxedo,
You understand what I'm saying? The jacket doesn't matter.
the constant running.
I need to run.
The question that I kept yelling at my screen was, why?
Religion, greed, money, sex. But why? Why?
Yeah. And it's the question that we need to keep asking. I'm going to try to restrain myself here, but you're going to have to allow me to gush.
Magic gushers.
Dave, I invite you to be free.
These guys are pros. Starts with Mike and Lynn,
Back out to Lynn.
who go back and forth like it's his girlfriend day,
I have a lunch date already. I cannot break this. Will you take your hands on me? What are you
which
playing,
is like,
Octopath?
the constant dialogue, stepping on
Now,
each
I
other's
noticed that you're wearing
cues.
gloves.
Yeah, it's a lot cheaper than a new manicure, but if you don't have gloves, you can put on freezer bags. Give me your
Freezer
hand.
bags. I'm going to do this.
It's almost perfect. Again, lightning quick.
I'm gonna do something more real quick.
The sprinting everywhere, the constant popping up of furniture in a shot, the speed of the cameraman. This is a well-oiled machine.
I have 5 other machines operating over
When they're in the studio, when they have the studio audience.
Coach is filmed before studio audience.
In case anyone was keeping score,
Lynn puts it up. Bang!
these guys blast out 10 minutes of scripted dialogue with 0
You
mistakes.
cannot make any mistakes.
So
Yeah, go ahead.
I had a question about that.
Yeah.
I didn't feel any cuts watching this.
That's an automatic cutoff.
There's a couple of cutaways to the audience, which is like, all right, they might have breathed there. I felt like in that 10-minute sprint you're talking about where they come out of the box like bandits and they're literally running across stage, I kept waiting for it to stop, and I was like, oh, this is an off-Broadway show. They're incredible.
Except I think you found one of the keys to this. You know where a big cut is when Mike is standing in front of the audience, and when it goes onto the set, they cut there. I wonder why. I'm thinking that there's no audience. I don't think there's an audience the entire time. I think it's two different shows they put on, and they cut into it. That's what I think.
Maybe,
No, the defense is wrong.
but that doesn't matter to me.
I don't care.
As much because it's still this magic trick of making the infomercial, of making a movie, whatever, in which somebody was smart enough and savvy enough to have the control to be like, if we have our speed going on up here and then we can cut away to the audience, I don't care.
I don't care.
Like, they're still going at 11
all go to 11.
vocally and physically, and the cameramen too are really sound. Like, they're composing shots really fast and on the fly, all keeping up with Mark and Lynn. I don't care. I mean, they're still doing that, and I'm sure they're doing that in about 10 minutes or chunks of 5. Like, it's pretty sound.
Yeah, there's so much back and forth, right?
And I counted one flubbed line in the 30 minutes.
Yeah.
And I know it could have been multiple takes, but that's all.
So organic too, right? Like just the amount of back and forth. Well, organic isn't the right word.
Yeah.
It felt like acting this out was very natural to them.
It's all natural.
That type of organic, not like two people just talking about a real cool product they found, but the sense of, holy shit, these guys could do anything. Just give them a script and let them run. Why are they doing infomercials? I feel like you said, like, this is His Girl Friday. This is just two people on the big screen.
Yeah.
Maybe it was the sweaters. I don't know. Maybe
And-
that's what held Uncle Mike back.
And how about the chemistry? We've watched even Mick and Mimi. Like Mick and Mimi are funny.
Frozen drinks.
I don't think they had
They couldn't do
phenomenal
this.
chemistry. No, Ron was a joke compared to this. You know,
This should be the test for aspiring infomercial pitchmen and hosts. Is you have to together do this full infomercial end to end, and if you can do it and replicate the energy and in under X amount of takes, then you can have your own infomercial.
Yeah. And you know what is incredible about this one? And I'm not knocking the audience production piece. I think there's a conspiracy theory in there that I want to get to at some point. But this is Abbott and Costello.
You want to be the manager of the baseball team? Yes. You know the guys' names? Well, I should. Well, you tell me the guys' names on the baseball team.
This is you are predicting when they go to the next project that he's gonna step over her.
Now, I noticed that you're wearing gloves.
Yeah, it's a lot cheaper than a new manicure, but if you don't have gloves...
While doing this, he's gonna be doing something totally bonehead.
But I know how I would refinish this. You just put a tablecloth over it, a flower in the middle. No one's ever going to know what's underneath, right?
But you can predict that. But you're almost you can't wait to see the next one. It's like a really effective.
You can tell how effective this machine is right here.
Way for you to keep watching something that is obviously just a really strange product.
Now, what is this over here?
Remember where you took the old paint chips and squeezed any of the remover off?
and it's simple. It's speed.
This works really fast.
I'm pretty sure that it's Mike's baby. It definitely is. I think he started the.
Oh, yeah.
I did small amount of research. Amazing Discoveries is his brainchild. I think he's an actor who clearly found this niche in infomercial and was like, listen, like if we're doing this, we're doing it really fast.
Shake it back!
You know, and it's like we're hitting our marks. That's the other crazy thing. Okay, we have to spend time on this a little longer.
Yeah.
It's not just the dialogue that they're hitting. They're hitting marks.
You're the marker, Sheriff!
All across the stage. You know, like, and sometimes there's 6 other extras on the stage and they're hitting a mark here, they're hitting a mark here. Cameramen also are following them, hitting a mark, and they're looking at, you know, this piece of furniture.
A useless wardrobe.
Extra hits his line.
Well, Mike, it was so easy that had time to do the whole thing.
And the extras were dialed right in too, because he was in there.
Mike, I put the finish on, but I've just been waiting for you to come back.
Okay, give me your line. I'm going to the next guy.
Jan, how are you doing with this antique piece?
They were followed suit. I bet these guys were buddies. You know, like the whole crew, the whole everybody.
Afternoon, everybody.
And I was like, I like to imagine like a packed Burbank dive bar at happy hour when the Amazing Discoveries team rolls in, like they're the 86 Bears.
Oh my
you know, like it's just like, oh,
That's a party.
Nachos, anybody?
here they are. You know what I mean? I was very impressed. This is my favorite infomercial so far. The producers too must have had a blast. I mean, they're getting the audience jacked up after every reveal. You know what I mean? Like once they wipe away, there's a producer there like going, let's go, like cheer, cheer, cheer. And it happens a lot.
Once it's softened, Mike, I can take an old cloth and actually swipe all the old paint down to bare wood. Isn't that beautiful?
Like a late night show.
Yeah.
I mean, this was a late night show, but you know what I
It's
mean.
fantastic. I can't, stop me, right? It's great.
Somebody stop me!
Yeah. And walking back a half step, so he was an electrical engineer and a copywriter for mail ads. His first public thing that hit was he started Dial-A-Joke in the 70s.
When things don't work out as planned, it's time for Dial-A-Joke.
So basically you call and get a joke. And then from there, he and 2 partners founded the company Positive Response Television that produced infomercials. So you're 100% right. His DNA is all over the foundation of all of this. And it was one of those things where it's almost like the Cheney VP search. He's like, well, if we could just find a host that was dynamic and had the energy and a closet full of sweaters or something.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I'll do it. Okay, I'll just do it myself. And it's like, he's amazing.
Yep.
He's perfect.
Yep. It's not a goof.
Hey, guy as a goof. Guy
either,
as a
which
goof.
was very impressive. They're both funny, but they're both just pros. I mean, that was the most impressive thing. It's not so much that they're cracking jokes.
Yeah, it's a lot cheaper than a new manicure, but if you don't have
They're
gloves...
hitting marks, and it's the funniest thing, the postmodernish thing with the magic bullet.
Chops them right up like a magic bullet.
Right. The magic bullet's like making fun of infomercials.
That's some bullet.
This is like, we're giving it to you. This is a straight up infomercial. There's a reason why people liked these things,
Right. This is the perfect version of what you say you want.
Mm-hmm.
Here it is. Yeah.
Lynn is like a pit bull.
What would you think if I put dirt on
He's
it?
like a golden retriever.
Let me do that.
And they're just playing in an open field the entire time.
Yeah. She's amazing, right?
Yeah.
Come on.
Or she's the one leading the dog, dragging the dog to the next thing.
She is really giving him a thorough going over. Are all judges that thorough? I mean, she looks.
Yeah, I think it's incredible. I see Dan. I know this is gonna get a little inside baseball, dude. That's so you. Like this is the most, because you're the most pitch man out of all of us.
Absolutely.
But this is the closest one to you.
Believe me, it's well worth it.
You could do this.
It looks like the most fun you could have. Is just running around and like hamming up the bits when he screws them. Okay, so no, what you have to do is you have to sand it first and say, oh, what?
And then we have to sand it down, and we don't have time for that, so let's go on to the next part.
Mike, with most finishes, but with QRB...
But he doesn't cross into cartoon. I think that's where
Did somebody say muffins?
That's why he's such a pro, is he can play the idiot straight man.
Now you're saying that all these layers of paint are going to bubble up like the paint did?
Like he's the everyman. He knows what you're talking about. He understands like how I would do this at home. He's got all the pieces to the bit all laid out and set up.
Yuck, a green table. This looks like it belongs in Kermit the Frog's house.
And he knocks down each one perfectly and just puts it right on the plate for Lynn every time.
Lynn, we got to have some of this.
Obviously, that's the goal of it, but that's the goal of all these. And nobody does it so perfectly, so smooth. It's beautiful.
It is. And so I was like, I didn't want to go. Obviously not a hypercritical why Dave, just because it's so good and it's so effective. Yeah,
guys. One more thing. Have we ever seen a infomercial or any selling thing like this that they do a little bit, move on to something else, do a little bit, and just kind of keep coming back?
Let's check in with our studio audience members over in our challenge area.
2 or 3 times sometimes. It was pretty amazing because obviously they're trying to hide some things with the product, and it might take longer if you're not that used to it or something. But
with members of the audience who have never, ever refinished any furniture.
The ADD that I have, it allows me to just be like, okay, we're moving on. Yeah, I forgot about the table. Yeah. Oh, come back. Oh, look at it. No, I think there's something
look
pretty.
At his tuxedo. Oh! Yeah.
But their visuals were very effective, even if not overall satisfying.
Not too bad.
They're showing you how the paint gets stripped.
Wipe all the old paint.
Their big thing was the halves, right? So they they stripped half.
I love that so much.
Yeah, they refurbished half of it, and then the other half was able for you to see. I think there's a version of this where you just see the finished product, and that works fine. But clearly, that's not Mike's game.
Are you telling me, Ron, that we're going to see dramatic results by the end of our show? We don't have a lot of time here, Ron.
He's like, no, we're going to have 6 different things. We're going to see half of them.
Compare and contrast.
Yeah, it's weird, but it works, right?
Yeah, he wants to take the guesswork out of it for people. He wants to make sure that everybody is perfectly clear on what the ask is and what's being done and who's doing it.
Let me do that.
It's really fun to watch. Like you said, the interplay between the two of them.
This cabinet, do you like it?
Yeah, it's brand new.
You should like it. You paid $600 for it.
We paid $600 for
the
this?
Running, the teeing up of the jokes.
You've got your work cut out for you. This is a piece of junk, Ron.
I love of how he just kind of lays it out for things being junk, things being trash.
Now, this table looks like it cost about $1, Lynn.
No, that's garbage. Oh, what is it? And just leaning so hard into it to the point of sincerity, right? Or perceived sincerity. And again, knowing that he had such a voice in the overall direction of all of this, it must have been sincere because it was literally his life, right? Like he became an internationally known figure from this. There's an article about him being a heartthrob in the Netherlands. Good for him. I don't know.
It's the sweater. It's the sweater, man.
It's always sweater weather in the Netherlands.
Jeans too. Oh, the jeans.
Hey, jeans.
Pretty nice.
Yeah. Mike and Lynn. It's like Stockton and Malone.
Mike.
Back out to Lynn.
They were so good. I was impressed.
Yeah.
Big smiles over here.
Yeah, I don't think we've ever been so universally happy
Everybody happy.
after watching an infomercial. You can't help but fall in love sometimes, right?
Well, let me jump in. When we discussed the Magic Bullet.
The Magic Bullet.
Which is our favorite.
Nachos, those are my favorite.
We have a personal relationship with it.
The personal?
We talked about it. We said Mick is hilarious.
It is if you want it to be.
He's got this great idea.
You know something? It always amazes me how you can get juice out of a carrot.
But he probably just hired a camera crew to be like, yeah, just set up and do what you got to do.
We'll use this sitcom kitchen. We're good. Yeah.
Yeah, right. Exactly. Mike and Lynn's camera crew were dialed in. Like, there's parts where you can see some of the camera guys like sprinting in.
So much movement.
Like, they're with it. Like, they were
standing over the stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they were a team. They were a straight up team. You could tell.
Yeah.
Too bad his mic was fake.
What do you mean?
That wasn't.
That
That mic was not real. He put it down at one point. Everybody sounded the same.
Yeah.
Why would he? There was no audience there, like I already claimed.
I
There would
missed
be
it.
no reason for a mic.
I missed it. I was
So, yeah.
too enamored.
The conspiracy of Mike's fake mic.
Mike's mic. But there's some shots where you can see the back of audience members' heads. Are you saying those are just the people that end up going on stage? Like, so those the six extras?
Could be, yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah.
It fooled me. I mean, I want to be fooled though. I'm a
Yeah.
romantic, Mark. I just want
they-
to fall in love with Mike, Levy, and Lynn. I just want to be their adopted son. That's it.
For the record, these are not my sons.
I want to just be at their house,
Well,
refinishing furniture.
Bring over a big glob of paint.
Well, he makes you fall in love with him, so you stop thinking about things like that. So yeah.
Well, so I have used a similar product that is not flammable. It's like totally, I think like you can't ingest it, but I stripped a chair with
I'll
it.
say it looks like a piece of art yucco now.
It doesn't work. It doesn't work as well as this stuff.
Can you see that working?
But it was like the safer alternative to paint thinner. So I kind of looked this up to see if I could get some of this, and yeah, it's no longer available.
I'm somewhat speechless just reflecting back on what it must have taken to make this all come together.
That nice?
Mike, Lynn too. I mean, I don't know how he found her, like
I can't believe this. I'm telling you.
serendipitous or whatever, but
Oh, well, she's the daughter of the inventor of QRB, Ron Gerhardt.
Well, let's welcome the daughter of the man who invented QRB, Lynn Gerhardt.
wait, I did catch that, but that opens up more questions that I can't get into right now.
That's a bomb.
Because how they link up for this one infomercial and they're just on fire? Come on.
Dave, it's flammable.
I did not want to hurt myself.
This is her only one. Amazing Discoveries has a rotating cast of characters, and I think, Mark, you might have a little bit more of the details about this cast of characters. But there are people that come on and pitch multiple products, and they get their own half hours. And even one of our friends who shows up in this episode is a recurring character. He's a little bit tough to pick out. It's kind of subtle when he comes in because he has a foreign accent and is wearing a fucking tuxedo.
Why are you in a tuxedo?
What is Ian?
Oh, wait, hold on. This is the hold pause for 1 second, Mark. It's the Hazel moment.
It is.
Ian is the Hazel
Yep,
moment,
yep.
right? Right? Yeah. Did somebody say muffins?
Did somebody say muffins?
And to quote one of my, when this happens, to quote one of my favorite lines in a movie is, well, now these tuxedos seem a little fucked up.
Okay, now the tuxedos seem kind of fucked up.
When he shows up in this, I'm like, this is going nuts. I've seen some other stills from his other, because he's been on this show a couple times for different products. and
Hi, Mike. How are you? Fine, Ian.
he always dresses up.
He's more of a
He always
character,
dresses up,
I
right?
think.
Yeah.
Yeah. He was used less in this one, probably because Lynn was so good. Yeah.
But he's an actor. Like
Should we start? Can we start?
like all the rest of these people
yeah.
are afraid up there.
Well, Mike, I put the finish on this piece and just look how it shines.
They hit their marks.
I look okay.
But they're not acting. They don't have really good, strong delivery of lines. He's actually pretty good.
I want to look like that
Yeah,
guy.
he is an actor by trade.
Very simple, Mike. Ron said we work without mess.
Who is on a handful of Amazing Discoveries in the role of Lynn, right? So,
Yeah.
like, that's something that he does.
That's all I do.
Mhm.
Ian in his goddamn tuxedo. And then there's the other guy wearing a suit,
Brian,
too.
you're in a suit. Aren't you worried about that?
No, not at all. I'm pretty confident in this product.
You know, so they really want to let you know that, hey, even if you're a businessman or if you're coming home from a black tie event, doesn't mean you can't still strip and restain your wood furniture because it's that easy.
And it was easy, simple, and actually fun.
Too simple as that.
I didn't think Brian needed to wear a suit because they already did the bit with the tuxedo. Like it seemed like it was a duplicate effort right there.
So I wonder if that was a note because they know their audience and they're like, all right, when Ian comes in the tux, they're going to go, oh, Ian. But when they see Brian, they're like, that's his suit. That didn't come from
A
wardrobe.
useless wardrobe.
That dude wore that from home.
Yeah.
That
This
guy's
is
got to
every
go to
day.
work in 45 minutes. And he's going to be covered in this shit.
Yeah. And did you see the audience? The audience is all kind of like dressed up in early 90s chic.
Yeah.
It's pretty
So
great.
I think whether or not the audience was actually in there or not, the audience that's depicted, they are bringing the heat. The way they react when Lynn is walking them through what's in the package and how much it costs.
$39.95.
A $50 value for $39.95. Lynn, I told you, they're spoiled. They really expect
And they don't boo her, but they scoff when they're not getting enough. And Mike has to come with a, okay, it's not me, it's them.
Lynn, don't look at me like that. Don't get mad at me. It's not me, it's them.
That bit is fantastic.
The way they bully her into getting enough to make this valuable.
I love that Lynn calls them all out. Basically, at the end, is like, is it like, this is enough? Like, I've given you enough.
Don't push me any farther.
$39.95. Mike, don't push me any further.
But wait, I didn't answer your question. But how hard is it to hit those marks and to do it that fast? It takes a lot of fucking work. Like, that's like, it's hats off to everybody. Yeah.
Can you see that working?
Yeah, especially Alejandro Inarritu, who directed this thing, I think.
Yeah, no, he had a meeting with Levy and he said, I'm sorry, this is too difficult. I can't shoot this.
Got your attention, huh?
It's no secret that infomercials love to claim that the products they're pitching are award-winning, but let's not forget that they wouldn't have any of those fake awards without the hard work of the real stars of these infomercials. And that's why each week we hand out the Ronnies, our acknowledgement of the greatest moments and performances in these informative and supposedly objective works of art. Named in honor of the godfather and patron saint of TV pitchmen, Ron Popeil.
Our first Ronnie category is our best value proposition. So this is pure value, start to finish. But there are a few key reasons to buy that they hammer home that really make it stand out and differentiate QRB from any other poison you would bring into your home willingly. So the nominees are, it's economical.
That's economical!
And the kissing cousin to that is, not only is it economical, you won't just save money, you'll make money.
Not only can people save money, they can make
Which
money.
is bananas. 4 million stain colors in one bottle.
You can get over 4 million
They only
colors.
give you 12 tabs. What the fuck do you get 4 million out of that?
4 million colors in one bottle. Now, how can you do that, Lynn?
Very
We
simple.
also have, in the stains subcategory of best value proposition, you can have flat, satin, or high gloss all in one bottle.
You can get gloss,
doesn't
flat, and satin out of the same bottle.
You don't need to know what you're doing. Anyone can do it. It's so simple, even Mike can do it.
That's wonderful. You can do it. Anybody can do it.
And I also did love that Mike went tongue-in-cheek with it. Thanks, Lynn.
Thanks a lot, Lynn.
When she burned him with that. And the last member of the value proposition nominees, it doesn't lose its potency.
QRB does not lose its potency.
Mark, what do you think the best value proposition is of QRB?
I really like it doesn't lose its potency, but I don't fully understand that one.
Dude.
So I would, if I did, we may retape this someday with me understanding it more, but
Put those paint chips down.
I got to go with the colors, because as a marketing person, this is the most brilliant one, because
Brilliant!
every color you can think of comes from 3 colors.
Taste the rainbow.
So it's whenever you introduce 3 different tablets, 4, 5, 6, whatever, it doesn't matter. You're going to get millions out of it. So I just think it's kind of a little sleight of hand by this to throw that in there. So I think it's great marketing for that.
Not to live in the past too much, but just while we're on the topic of the 4 million colors, what do you think in the realm of infomercial was a greater overstatement? The 4 million stain colors in one bottle provided as a part of the QRB package, or the literal thousands of types of pasta that could be created with the Ronco automatic pasta maker?
You can make thousands of different varieties of pasta with sauces.
The pasta, just because it'll take a little bit more, but yeah, I mean, you're talking, there's only like 3 ingredients in pasta too, so it's kind of the same thing.
Yeah, red, green, and yellow. That's pasta.
A little spinach juice.
Spinach juice, yes.
It's so crazy.
Call yourself an Italian?
It's so crazy because I don't know, like what difference does it make if you're like, we can make 20 pastas with it? That's pretty good. Like, I know people that would probably be cool with that.
You get 12 different dyes and shapes.
Or if someone was like, it's 100 different stain colors, you're like, oh, that's pretty good.
64.
But they just, all these infomercials, they're like stratosphere. 4 million colors. You know what I mean?
4 million colors in one bottle.
They could have said 12 colors, and you're like, oh, one of those colors are gonna work. But they're like 4 million. colors.
4 million
You just, I mean, you know what it was, is there was definitely a meeting about, we should just say any color. It's not good enough. Like, what do you mean it's not good enough? Any sounds vague. How many? I don't know. Like, what's the most number of colors? Like, go
Yes, Dan.
go
Yep.
to Sherwin-Williams and see what they could make for stain colors, and then
You're right.
add 4 million to it. Like, oh, 4 million, perfect. Like,
Yeah, I think you're right. That's a good pickup.
so related to that, I think it's weird that you can get the 3 sheens in one bottle, right? And guys, this might surprise both of you, but I don't specialize in paints, stains, and finishes. What? And I apologize to you guys and our audience because I feel like I'm letting you down, but I also feel it's important in these times more than ever to be fully transparent. And I don't understand how one bottle or can, like, I've painted stuff before.
I look okay.
I painted some rooms, some walls, and I don't get how you could mix the different sheens into one bottle effectively.
You can tell how effective.
And it just doesn't make any sense because in my admittedly limited experience as a painter,
You cannot make any mistakes.
there is no wiggle room in the goddamn can for any flexibility on finish. It's the first question you're asked if you ever buy paint or stain is what finish would you like? And then I have to pretend like I know what the difference between the finishes are. I guess one, and it's usually wrong for what's already been painted. And then I get yelled at. Then I go back to the store. I request the finish that I needed to get the first time. And if they had just combined the 3 finishes in the can, I could have avoided an argument and saved gas and the environment. And none of those things happen.
That's very, very easy.
But I think the important thing, again, is I need help understanding how the hell they got 3 finishes that are drastically different in the same bottle of stain.
Nothing is ever as simple as it sounds, is it?
Do either of you have a goddamn clue that can bring me back to earth on this? Because I'm starting to pull out here.
I kind of know the difference, only enough to know that they're relatively close. Obviously, high gloss is really, really shiny.
Mike, I put the finish on this piece and just look how it shines.
And satin is less so, and flat is like a matte thing. How they do
I noticed
it.
they don't offer eggshell.
But now there's the egg scrambler. It scrambles an egg while it's still in the shell.
How they do it, I don't really know. I mean, I think it's just what I assume they're selling is that an oil mixture that if you shake it, it's going to become more high gloss. If you shake it just a little bit, it'll be more satin. And if you don't shake it, it's going to be flat.
Shake it back!
That part
Yeah.
I can't speak to. I'm not sure how that works, but they seem confident in it. So am I.
It's definitely a process thing. It has to be. And
Yeah.
do we know, do you add water to any of these? Is there any other steps you have to do?
I think that starts a
bottle?
fire. If you add water to any of these products, you'll burn down your house.
Well, no, if you add a match to it, yeah, it'll start a fire. But water? Yeah.
No, you got to read the fine print. It's not flammable from typical ingredients.
Ingredients is
It's water. It's Bisquick pancake mix unmixed with milk. That'll start it up pretty quickly. It's unopened baseball card packs from the late 70s, and
Ooh,
it has to be tops. The
Oh,
top
not
70s
Bauman
base-
or whatever?
No, Bauman's fine because
Okay.
it's the finish is different.
You say Berman?
Yeah, there's a lot of danger here with this. You're living dangerously because think about it. If you're putting bread,
Short answer, I don't know, Dan.
yeah, it does make it don't make no sense, right? I think right. I get the process part. If you mix it in varying degrees, of course. But it seemed like you could just keep finishing different furnitures with it. Maybe that was just my optimism and falling in love with everything else that they offered. And maybe it's because I was so enamored with the fact that it doesn't lose its potency.
Squeeze out the old
QRB does not lose its potency. That'll soften the varnish.
I was also thinking that you could refinish every piece of furniture in your house with a different level of sheen if you wanted to.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to have a gloss room and have a flat room and have a satin room, depending. Maybe that's not the case, and maybe I'll ask Lynn, and maybe she can square me up. For me, if I get to put my fingerprints on this, it is the fact that it doesn't lose potency. That shit is weird. So they pour it onto a table, they scrub it off. He's going to sweep the paint mush into a trash can. She yells at him, "No, Mike, save that." He's like, "Lady, scoops it over, squeezes it onto another table because it doesn't lose its potency.
Squeeze out the
QRB does not lose its potency. That'll soften the varnish. Put those paint chips down.
And getting back to why this is no longer available on the market, I have no concept for, again, how it's possible that this stuff is just able to insert itself between paint and wood and not affect either of
QRB
them.
doesn't have any acid in it, so it's not going to bleach or damage the wood.
It's like a paint repellent and a wood repellent that he built. I don't get it.
Well,
I'm lost.
That part I can explain because it's sort of like if you use
How?
If you use
What do you do?
if you use cleaners, like I used paint thinner to clean part of my bike that I restored. If you put it back into a bottle, like if you remove it from whatever you were cleaning and put it back in, because you can't just pour it down the drain because that's bad.
You can.
Yes, you can.
You shouldn't.
Oh, gosh.
Dump it in.
Yeah, it's strange that they bring this up. It's strange that they say it's economical. And
That's economical.
you can let it sit and it will separate and you can use it again. I mean, I think that's kind of common of like industrial strength metal cleaners and stuff like that.
Yeah, I mean, come on. Oh, yeah, that's just metal clean. Yeah. That's our other podcast.
But it's like, it's very strange that that's part of the pitch. That's
just ringing out the soggy paint chips, baby.
Reuse it. Like,
what
and
are you
they're never wearing
doing?
Gloves. That's crazy. Like, okay.
Wearing bags once in a while.
You can put on freezer bags.
Yeah, they wear freezer bags. And they wear gloves.
All I'm going to use is my gloved hand.
Like for the majority of this thing, they're not wearing gloves, and they don't.
Did she just wear those for the bit though? Because they teed that right up. That one was great.
Yeah.
Where he goes, I noticed you're wearing gloves. She goes, well, it's cheaper than a new manicure.
Now I noticed that you're wearing gloves.
Yeah, it's a lot cheaper than a new manicure.
Because
that's a little paint thinner joke for you. Yeah.
So Dan, are you looking at this as like family member of the economical part?
That's pretty economical.
Is this what they're trying to sell here, as being like, you could just keep reusing this shit? Or is it's so strong that it doesn't, like, what do you think the angle of that is? Because I think it is two-pronged.
Yeah.
It's something that is so poisonous that it can do all of this stuff over and over and you never have to throw it out. It's so valuable, so strong and reusable that you just have to buy it once and you can refinish every piece of furniture on earth forever and paint it 4 million colors for $39.95.
You know, you can make a lot of money refinishing furniture.
That's right. That's how my dad put bread on the table.
Let me jump in. I have an idea. I bet this is maybe.
Are we going to open a furniture store?
Yeah.
Is that your idea?
Yes. This is probably a Ron leftover.
Believe me, it's well worth it.
And a Lynn
I want you to meet him.
Because she takes over at this point, right? Like Mike's going to throw it away, right? And she goes, whoa, are you crazy? Get the bull out.
Bring over a big glob of paint.
I bet that's part of their pitch, before Amazing Discoveries comes in, that it's like, you don't want to throw this stuff away. You know what I mean? And he's like, what? And
we got a trash can right here.
I think that's just a lingering, very important, bullet point.
That's some bullet.
From their old pitch that they're like, you got to keep that in there.
I hear you, Dave.
Yeah.
But there's a third prong that I just thought of. What if they're like, you can't throw this away. It's going to kill everything. It's like, and they made this super crazy thing that they're like, you have to keep this enclosed. So,
yeah.
I mean, that's pretty
it's
good.
not, you don't have to throw it away. It's no.
No, Mike.
You can frack with it. Yeah.
Do not throw it away.
Yeah.
Just keep finding paint and wood. No. If you throw it away, you don't get any more. I mean, you don't need any more because you can't throw it away. But seriously, it'll be bad. You have until 55 if you throw it away.
Yeah, you might be right. So wait, what is the best value proposition? Can we agree? Mine was it's economical. But I was doing that because it's funny. So that's got to be it, right?
So we do the fucking show.
Right.
Yeah, I think my initial vote for potency has been migrated to that potency being bolstering the case for economics. So
yeah, I was gonna connect it.
Yeah.
It all is. It's all that. Yeah.
That's it. It doesn't matter that you don't need to know what you're doing. It doesn't matter that you can create 4 goddamn million stain
Close
colors.
second. Yeah.
Across 3 levels of of glossiness. It's economical.
That's pretty economical.
Not only can people save money, they can make money.
Well, this is great. Very economical.
Yeah, it's a lot cheaper than a new manicure.
We only paid $80 for this, and I'm told that pieces similar to this are selling for well over
$4 million.
$4
That's economical!
Our next potential Ronnie recipients are our nominees for Best Before and After. So this is a quick hit. It comes up twice, but
it's great.
I love it so much. It's during the Call Now insert segment, you know, the commercial within the infomercial, where it's the very deep voice announcer asking you to kind of judge the before and afters.
Some people call this junk.
And there's only 3. I kind of wish there was a million.
$4 million.
But we got 3. And the nominees are: this cast out calamity to a collectible.
This cast out calamity into a collectible.
This cheerless chest into a charmer.
This cheerless chest into a charmer.
Or this dreary dresser into a dream.
And this dreary dresser into a dream.
I gotta pick the dream one just because the narration is good in the before and after throughout.
Some people call this junk. Other people know better.
But once you start to realize that they're really doing some wordplay here, and he's going the dreary dresser into a dream, it's ridiculous. Fantastic.
Outstanding.
It pops just like the rest of this thing. When I thought I was gonna be able to pull out and like kind of check out of the show for a little bit, I was like, oh man.
Oh, gosh.
The narration's good too, you know.
That ugly old finish just strips away like magic.
The dreary dresser into a dream.
And this dreary dresser into a dream.
Come on.
Well, like this whole show, I'm looking at him. DDD.
We're rolling out.
It's a triple alliteration. CCC, cheerless chest into charmer.
My chest looks better.
It's such a this is what I love about the predictability of this production and how they put this thing together. So of course there's 3.
1, 2, 3.
And of course they are all triple alliteration.
Diners, drive-ins, and dives.
So I'm gonna go with cheerless chest.
His chest is going crazy.
Into a charmer because man, that's a pretty deep way of describing a piece of furniture.
Now that's what I call hidden treasure.
Cheerless chest.
This cheerless chest.
I mean, dream is too.
This is a dream.
But a charmer?
Into a charmer.
Walk into a room and say, hey, that's look at that charmer.
Oh, charmed, I'm sure.
Just walk in, the chest is going crazy right now.
Holy smoke. Look at that muscle working.
Look at that dream.
You're in a dream.
I mean, collectible is, it's fine. So, yeah, that's
Dan,
mine.
you gotta be the deciding vote here.
The collectible one is cute because, so that's the one that kind of flips because he doesn't say what it is at all in that one. So I kind of like it because it's just a cast out calamity.
This cast out calamity.
Which are all adjectives. And then into a collectible.
Into a collectible.
So without any visual, it's like, is it just like, is his wife on screen? Like, what's going on? Like, what's a cat like? Is that a kid he didn't like growing up?
What, so I gotta sit here and eat dessert alone like I'm fucking Steven Glansberg?
That's pretty cool. I liked how nondescript that was.
I like that.
But I do love
this.
Thinking about it the way you framed it of walking to a room and describing a piece of furniture this way.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, I love calling something a dream.
Keep dreaming.
I would love to call a dresser a dream.
The American dream.
If we're just looking at the notes on the page, that dreary dresser is a dream. At least in my house.
And this dreary dresser into a dream.
All right, so congratulations again to this dreary dresser into a dream.
I dream about Biden.
But guys, as a way to audition for the Amazing Discoveries reboot that I'll be hosting in mere decades, thank you, would you care to share any alliterative before and after furniture finishing commercial teases that you would like to insert to the reboot? Who wants to go first?
Me. You ready?
Yeah, man.
You want another one?
How about this?
Hit it.
Silly stool into a centerpiece.
How is that?
Ooh, you're bending the rules and I like it.
I like that.
I know, I'm sorry.
All right, it works. Alliteration's about the ears, not the eyes. All right, do you have another one you want to share?
Sure. This funky footstool into fantastic furniture.
That's incredible.
Nice. I like that. I like the funky footstool.
Also, you made a piece of furniture, overall furniture,
That is very sneaky.
which I think just creates great value. So, yeah.
That's economical!
You're in the calamity to collectible category there. That's good.
Yeah, that's
And I really like that.
Dave, wow. Okay, Mark, good luck. What do you got, pal?
My first one is this terrible table into a transcendent top.
Countertop magician?
That was good.
So that one's good.
You do a nice little trick there where
That is very sneaky.
the non-key components of the sentence are also all T words. So you're getting that too. That's good. That's almost a tongue twister. That's nice.
Tremendous.
Really amazing.
Definitely on purpose. Yeah. Tremendous. Yeah.
Got any berries?
My last one, second and last one, I was writing this in mind of how Mike reacted
I mean, it feels so good.
on set. So this dumbass desk into a delight. Because I could just see him saying that.
I'll say it looks like a piece of art yucco now.
What, I look like a dumb shit?
Lynn, are you trying to pull something?
Those are great. And I'd also like to submit a few that I jotted down as well.
Get him, Dan.
This shitty suitcase into a stunner.
Ooh.
This extruded executive chair into an existential crisis.
Wait a minute.
Oh,
Extruded?
I might not have understood how to do it. All right, let me just try one more then. Let me try one more. I think this one's a keeper. This asinine armoire into an absolute angel.
Wait, but you realize you used the word extrude, right? That was from the pasta maker.
Oh, I did? Oh man. What? Oh my god. I always use it. Before last week, extrude was definitely in my vocabulary. So that's weird that I said that.
You have the extrude button over here.
Is there a wooden suitcase?
It is if you want it to be.
Okay.
Sure.
Sure. So I guess my first two weren't great. Those are just
No, it was
those are
great because you said extrude.
Push the button down to extrude.
You're beating yourself up over it.
this shitty suitcase into a stunner.
Silly stool into a centerpiece.
This terrible table into a transcendent top.
This extruded executive chair into an existential crisis.
This funky footstool into fantastic furniture.
This dumbass desk into a delight.
This asinine armoire into an absolute angel. Next up, best piece of the package.
Hold on to your power rod.
So these nominees are all of the components that Lynn reluctantly puts on the table to offer to the Amazing Discoveries crowd and viewers as she goes through what comes with the QRB two-step system.
QRB two-step system. Take off the old finish, put on the
So
new
the first
finish.
nominee is the system itself, the two steps, the QRB remover and the flat satin and high gloss
The
finish.
QRB remover removes layers of old paint, and out of one bottle, you can get flat, satin, and high gloss.
Because a big component of this, they talk about the speed,
This works really fast.
but more in light of the speed compared to having to finish things in two steps normally, where
It's ready now.
after you scrape off the paint, you want to sand it to prep it to stain, that sort of stuff. Where
Now
here,
that has to dry, and then we have to sand it or steel wool it or something, right?
because their remover is so removery and their stain is so stainy, you don't have to. I don't know. Didn't make any sense to me. But that's the two-step system
That's the idea behind circuit training.
right out the box. The QRB easy steps to refinishing. They don't spend any time on this. They gloss right by it, but it is a little pamphlet that they'll send you too. It's maybe an instruction guide. I'm guessing if you open it up, it says, do not put this stuff in public water or in the garbage, or you will be facing criminal charges.
QRB easy steps to refinishing. Mike, this is a $50 value.
The QBR Match a Color Stain, which is the technical term for the 4 million colors.
I've got the QRB Match a Color Stain
This is the 4 million colors in one
out
container.
of one bottle.
And the last piece, which Lynn was really holding back, and she tried to be on Mike's side and the crowd side because they're asking for more.
Lynn, I told you, they're
She's
spoiled.
already up to a $60 value
Now we're up to a $60 value.
for $39.95 just for Amazing Discoveries.
Don't look at me like that. Don't get mad at me. It's not me, it's
And
them.
then she pulls out the dark and the light scratch remover.
Okay, Mike, I've got the dark.
What
And
about
don't
the
even
other-
say it. The light scratch remover.
That is $6 each for a total package value of $72 just for $39.95 just for the Amazing Discoveries audience and viewers.
How much for all of this, Lynn, for Amazing
But the
Discovery?
thing that I loved about when she put those on the table was, you don't even know what this does yet. Like she's like, I haven't shown you this yet. And they're like, ah, we want blood. Ah!
You can't even appreciate this yet. You haven't seen it.
Yeah.
You're not wrong, Lynn, but you know how to treat your people. So that's what's on the table. The two-step system.
QRB two-step system.
The pamphlet.
QRB easy steps to refinishing.
The 4 million colors of stain.
4 million
One of our
colors.
first dual nominees. Congratulations to you. And also the dark and light scratch remover combo.
This is the QRB scratch remover.
That one I voted for before is not getting my vote. So I got to go with the dark and light scratch remover.
From scratch?
This is an ironic pick because I don't truly believe this is a good one at all, but I got to go with it.
I look okay.
Think about it this way. A, you don't really see the scratches on the YouTube video. I don't see them. I don't know if...
You kind of see one.
Can you see that working?
Do you know what you do see?
Let me see that.
What do you see?
And here
Can we turn off the machines?
is some big reaction.
Even deep scratches.
Oh, now you've ruined that.
It either
You do.
Mike is very, very upset, and the crowd is bordering on revolt when she scratches the face of that cat.
dark or light wood.
They are.
Yeah.
You know. Yeah. Oh, I can't see it. Oh, they're probably not really scratching it. Fine. But I believe in Santa Claus.
A great Christmas present.
I believe in the Easter Bunny. And I believe that she scratched the shit out of those cabinets and that the scratch remover made it better than new. You're welcome.
Take that for data.
Well, we're not familiar with a lot of these different pieces of QRB. We're familiar with the scratch remover. We've seen the new finish scratch remover.
Now with new Finish Scratch Doctor, removing surface scratches is easy.
We've seen all these things. And I think what one has to understand is if you wet something dry, right away it's going to look like it's fixed.
Yeah.
You have like dry skin and you put water on it. What does it look like? It looks like you don't have dry skin anymore. It's a joke. So I'd like to challenge them and see it
It's time for the Roto Razor Challenge.
a day or two later. So
Add them to the challenge list.
Now we're over here in our Amazing Discoveries Challenge area.
Fair criticism, but you're wrong. I'm sorry. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Dave?
I'm going to go with the 4 million colors on this one, just because I think it was a smart move on their part to go from, hey, listen, guys, you can refurbish anything. Anybody can do this.
It's so easy. A child can do
Right.
it.
And a good way to keep those people in the room is to kind of be like, well, I don't know, like, then I got to pick colors and blah, blah, blah. And it's like, no. You can pick anything.
Taste the rainbow.
Like, you can clean the slate and then you can turn it into any color that you want to. And like, at that point, they're putty in your hands, right? So I think that kind of pushes it over the edge for me as to be like,
Are they putty in your hands, or are they recently removed paint soaked with QRB dripping on the floor in your hands?
Bring over a big glob of paint.
bags over your hands.
You can put on freezer
what,
bags.
dripping on the floor?
Cover the floor!
Excuse me. They're dripping into the bowl because you're going to reuse that.
No, don't throw it in the trash can. Put that remover over this. Squeeze out those paint chips.
Like the acid from Alien. I know it.
QRB doesn't have any acid in it.
Yeah. This doesn't happen often, but you're both incorrect. The winner of the Ronnie is the two-step system. It's the heart and soul. It put bread on the table in the Gerhardt house for a number of years.
Fair.
So congratulations to the two-step system, the remover, and the finish.
Mike, with QRB, it's a two-step process. Just take off the old finish, put on a new. It makes someone that's never refinished before a professional. With QRB, you wait till it softens through all the layers of paint, down to the bare wood.
Now you're saying that all these layers of paint are going to bubble up like the paint did over here on the table?
The nice thing about QRB is it'll work on any finish. Paint, polyurethane, lacquer, even varnish.
Got your attention, huh? But what about all these little nooks and crannies, these hand carvings? You have to sandblast that or chisel it out or something, don't you?
You can put on freezer bags. Unfortunately, Grandma didn't have QRB.
But before you go searching for your shovel, now I notice that you're wearing gloves. Now I know something about stain. You have to go to the paint store and you have to find just the right little can of stain.
Now we have a $72 value.
But how much for all of this for Amazing Discovery?
$39.95. Mike, don't push me any further.
A $72 value for $39.95. Then you've got yourself a deal.
And the nominees for Best Paint Removal Technique or Non-Tool used as a tool. So because of the ease of use and the potency of QRB, they introduce some interesting items to incorporate into your refurnishing process. And those are our nominees. First up, freezer bags. She makes Mike use freezer bags as gloves.
You can put on freezer bags.
Plastic gloves. Mike comments that Lynn is wearing plastic gloves because, as I mentioned before, it's cheaper than a manicure.
Now, I noticed that you're wearing gloves.
Cute. 2 pieces of cardboard, aka the pincer technique.
No cardboard.
The old towel. The previously used QBR paint chips soaked in QBR that will poison your family, kill your kids, burn down the town, but also still be usable to clean that next piece of furniture.
No, don't throw it in the trash can.
Scrub brush.
You can brush it out.
Okay. And last but not least, notebook paper.
I can take a piece of notebook paper.
For finishing, you can squeeze it right down into the wood while it's wet. It's better that way.
Wet and easy to work with.
Idiot.
For your
health. Guys, for me, I did love the pincer technique. I loved seeing that. I remember that as part of the component that stuck in my memory of what I really enjoyed. But the old towel
I can actually take an old washcloth.
is really popular. They talk about using an old towel. They talk about old towels. And not to go too inside baseball here, but I forced my loving wife
Or a woman.
to watch this infomercial with me. And her first comment was,
Got any berries?
how many people just have old towels everywhere? I was like,
I can actually take an old washcloth once the QRB softened the varnish and swipe it clean.
so I'm not voting on party lines. I'm voting on family lines.
I'm Rumpelbill's daughter, Lauren.
And I fully agree
I did not want to hurt myself.
that for me, in the Sturdivant household, that the old towel is the leader in the clubhouse from my perspective.
I have some old towels.
That is awesome.
Do you have enough to sacrifice to this poison
No.
to refinish furniture?
No, I don't. But I do have enough notebook paper.
Notebook paper.
And I think that that's going to be my pick because it sounds like the kind of weird little English your trusted mechanic would tell you to do. You know, like, oh, you just plug that with a little bit of actually notebook paper and you'll be just fine. And you're like, you're kidding me. Notebook paper? And they go, I know. It sounds crazy.
Isn't that nice?
3 folds. Don't do more or less than 3. If it's standard grain, if it's an oak tag, you're just going to fold it twice. But this is notebook paper, like I said, 3 fold.
Yeah. That's what it kind of sounds like to me. So when they throw that out there again, I mean, I'm kind of all in on this anyway.
That's all I do.
But I'm like, oh yeah, okay. I'm sure there's a good reason why they're using notebook paper, and it's funny. So that's the one I take.
Notebook paper, old towels, Mark.
Come on, Mark.
Yeah, let me just first and foremost say I think we got this far in the podcast, and Dan, I think he called it QBR on the previously
did
used. I think he called it quarterback rating. I've been trying to not do that the whole time. So we'll play
I
the
got the
tape
first
back.
one. I did the San Diego Chargers. It was me. All right, fair.
Yeah, definitely fair. But I got to go with the 2 pieces of cardboard,
Damn it.
aka the pincer technique, because that is like, if you have to use cardboard, how many layers of paint are on that? And why would somebody
15, 20 layers of paint on it.
paint something 20 times over? What
Unfortunately, Grandma didn't have QRB.
what is this? It's like
How
just
thick would that be?
If you want to see what 13 inches looks like.
yeah, it'd be whatever. I mean, this is an audio podcast, so you can't see my fingers.
No, we
But
get it.
You get it.
You
But
guys all know Mark's Hands, right? That's our sister show called Mark's Hands, available on Fridays, where Mark just puts up pictures of his hands and talks about it.
And in Spanish, that's manos.
Manos, the hands of fate.
Sorry.
Oh, gosh.
the notebook paper, the old towel, those are soft. This shit works very well if you are able to take paint off with 2 pieces of cardboard. Like that is a very effective poison that they're putting on this stuff. So yeah, I got to go with that. I'm just impressed there at this point when they're like, oh yeah, like just dump all this shit on there.
Dump it in.
You can clear off 100 years of people being dumbasses and painting over the same paint job. So I'm going
with this German pincer technique.
That's really a strong case, Mark. And I think that also, before we leave the ceremony here at the Ronnies, I think the cardboard technique reminds me of the cabinet featurette where they do Carol's cabinets.
We found one woman who hates her kitchen cupboards.
And it seems like they soak her cabinet for an indeterminate amount of time and leave it outside and then come back to it.
And you will not believe in a little while that paint is just going to bubble right
Which
up.
led me to think about the cardboard technique because we didn't see them soak that one. So I wonder if the ones that they're like, we're going to hand these with cardboard, those have been soaking in QRB for 8 months.
This works really fast.
This is the pincer one? Yep. And those are the marks.
Yeah.
I would be very curious to see some time-lapse QRB footage.
It was easy, it was fast, and I brought you a picture to show you that I finished the
So
cabinets.
for anyone who worked on the production company, is a huge fan of the show, I know you're all out there, please send us the raw Avid tapes. I have decks down here.
You've got
Send them
mail.
on over. I'm more than happy to look at that footage and just be so excited to see it.
Yeah, thanks, Dan.
You're welcome.
Now that's what I call hidden treasure.
Another incredible edition of the Ronnies. Again, congratulations to all of our winners. You deserve it, and we deserve it.
I think we all have to agree that QRB is truly an amazing discovery.
This is, I think, so far, the most loved infomercial across the group.
Believe me, it's well worth it.
We thought that we knew what we wanted
You guys, you want to look like Randy?
when we were dating the Magic Bull,
Delicious, fluffy countertop magician.
but now we have fallen for QRB.
Are you telling me, Ron, that we're going to see dramatic results by the end of our show? We don't have a lot of time here, Ron.
Guys, I think I would absolutely buy this if I didn't have children.
You just sit back, have a cup of coffee, play with the kids.
I have children,
My mom didn't recognize me.
and I do not think it would be responsible for me to introduce something that can't touch the floor or any surfaces other than wood with over 20 layers of paint on it.
Mike,
Look at the
bring
opening.
over a big handful of that
So for
paint.
that reason, in my current state, I could not in good conscience purchase QRB, although I cannot purchase it because it's not on the market anymore. In a situation where it were, if I didn't have kids, I would be swimming in this
It's a
shit.
half load right in there.
All I would have in my house would be QRB because I would have nothing but furniture that needed paint stripped off. So I strip off the paint, I can put on the gloss, put on the finish. And it's all I would do. I wouldn't talk to you guys.
Good.
I would only be stripping paint off of furniture and
This
refinishing
works
it.
really fast. That's great. Thanks a lot, Lynn.
So I know it's a complicated answer, but you need to know the truth. That's the most important thing here. The love continues from me. If I could own it, if there was a reason for me to, I would send them $40 a year minimum just to say thank you for letting this be in my life, even though I know I only need the one bottle for a lifetime supply because it's so fucking potent.
Yeah, you bring up a good point with the children. I think that if you have a workspace in a work shed, this is a great product to have. But
Yeah, you definitely don't want ventilation if you're working with this. You want a closed space. You want to be in tight with it. You want to make sure you can feel it.
You actually want to do it in like a hot car, roll the windows up or
yeah,
something.
well,
like that.
that's where it gets pretty infomercially because they're like, wear your suit, just roll in anywhere and throw this shit on anything, which is,
You're saying exactly what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
Business idea. Mobile QRB furniture finishing. You put it into a Kia Soul. You knock down the back seats. All three of us are in there. We're wearing matching tuxedos, but different color bow ties, different color cummerbunds. Everything else identical. They bring us their furniture.
Ian comes.
We'll come to your house. We'll refinish your furniture. We know that you're having a hard time getting your antiques, your calamities in your house are not getting brought up to the level of charm that they deserve. So we will come to you. We will touch your things. We will pour poison on it in a small confined space. And then you can have not only a refinished antique worth up to $2,000, but also 3 dead guys in their mid-30s.
That is awesome.
Outstanding.
Do you guys
Dave.
like that business idea?
I do love it.
Yeah.
I do love it. I'm investing.
Oh, wait. So,
Wait, Dave, you buying it? Wait, what?
Investors, possibly you.
yeah, I'll definitely buy it. If this happened, like, you guys ever go to the Big E or, one of the expos?
The Expos have
If I
won.
saw these guys doing this bit there, I would just be so impressed. I mean, the video production of it is great anyway, but like these guys are just animals. I would definitely buy this.
Man, you've got yourself a deal.
And I would try it. I'd try it on some furniture too. Why not?
Oh, hell yeah.
Let's get it.
Yep.
Let's go.
So I would definitely buy this. I love the infomercial. I would buy it because I want to see what kind of things, like other things it could fuck up and like do weird things to. Like I want to use it, experiment with it, kind of be like,
have fun.
yeah, be a mad scientist with it. It's cheap enough that I think you could, and
$39.95.
it's like silly putty too. It's like once you're done taking the newspaper up, you scrunch it up and you get to play with it again somewhere else. So I think it's awesome. I also think so. Even if I'm not buying it from,
What if I don't want it anymore? Sorry. Go ahead. Sorry. Mark.
I also think there are people that should have this though,
And I'm not going to help them.
and I'll support them. But people like who have really, really disgustingly laid out kitchens that want to turn their kitchen from like an F to like a D-. This will happen. So Carol did that in the
Carol.
I can't believe I did this myself. Lynn, you were right. Thank you. You saved me so much money.
Carol did this. She got a D- kitchen from this one. And then people who have some rowdy friends that are dumping cigs all over the table.
You can't smoke in here, Chow.
You're gonna want to make sure that you've QRB'd that the antique thing so that the heaters don't mess with the stain. So yeah,
You could sell that under like, do you have friends that still think it's 1994?
I bought my first Bowflex in July of 1994.
And then it's just like watch them crush out cigs on your table. You're like, fucking guy, nobody smokes anymore, let alone inside. You dumb shoes. Fuck you. It's a hard night, baby.
I'm dumping the whole ashtray, you piece of shit.
Okay. Is this for Micah?
This isn't wood. This is for Micah. Come on now.
Just let me duff this out real quick.
I'm gonna do something more real quick.
Yeah, so for those types of people, yeah, this is for them. So and if you don't know what I'm talking about, check the commercial that they play twice in the infomercial.
Yeah,
they
but
make sure
shout
that
out Mike and Lynn. Fantastic product.
they did it. It's beautiful. It's economical. What more do you need to know? It covers literally everything you could ever hope for. The bar has been set extremely high, and it's a great rebound for us emotionally, coming off of Ron yelling at Nancy for 22 minutes.
Dump it in. Don't talk to me.
To be able to live in the fantasy world of of Mike and Lynn dancing from item to item while her father looks on longingly in the background, single tear rolling down, going, "That's my girl. I built her up, put bread on that table, refinishing this goddamn furniture with this poison I made in my basement. I'm gonna die soon, but god damn it, it's been worth every fucking minute."
This is a piece of junk.
You've
Ron.
got your work cut out for you. This is a piece of junk, Ron.
Sorry. Yeah.
Mark, Dave, anything else that we might have missed? I think we're high glossed and we're stained right now.
You know,
right?
I don't care that's an audience-less fake moon landing situation we've seen. It's a great infomercial. I'll remember it forever.
I'll treasure this always.
Yeah, freezer bags optional, gloves optional.
Don't throw that in the garbage.
Thank you all for tuning in. Please don't forget to subscribe, like, or follow on your preferred podcast medium. And for all things Call Now, visit callnowpodcast.com. And if you want to connect with the boys, you can find them at Call Now Podcast on Twitter and Instagram, or send them an email at callnowpodcast@gmail.com. And if you can't fight the urge to pick up the phone and call now, you can leave them a voice message at 617-356-7439. And if you call in the next 30 minutes, you might just be the next star of Call Now. Thanks again for listening, and we hope you tune in next time to Call Now.
Thank you for listening. This has been a B+ effort. We'll try harder next time.